All right, so what's the question?
It's just okay. So I get the hook in, right? But like he doesn't feel the choke
When attacking the darce.
Yeah, when attacking the darce, he doesn't feel.
Let me come on this one. Okay, so we got our breakdown. Okay. Cool. Alright, so little things here. What do you don't feel any choke from that spot?
Only from here, but not that. Like,
Only from you just feel the pressure, right? Okay. So what I think the problem is here, mainly is from the very start, going to this position. When I'm using this nutcracker breakdown, go on this side for me. When I'm using this nutcracker breakdown, right, I need to keep my elbows pinched as tight as possible, okay? When I do this, if I leave my arm even open up a little bit and I go down, his head already starts to pop out. So I can start kind of like funneling my arm through, but there's already gonna be some disconnect here in the space, okay? So, come back up the shoulder for me, sir. Right? When I get here, I keep this tight the whole time. Almost like the back of my forearm is trying to push on the back of his skull where his this spine meets his head, okay? Use that, tuck his head, and keep that pressure on. Now, once I get here, I constantly push the head through with my hand, but this doesn't move. Like my hand is staying connected to his head the whole time. It's just sliding down into a different position, okay? Now, I punch this through as deep as I can, and now the pressure is still applying on the back of his head. I didn't like let go or just relieve the pressure, then slide through. I'm still pressing down, and the whole time I'm sliding it through, my arm is still pushing into the back of his head. Now, I got this really tight grip. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this elbow, I'm gonna take the elbow on the left side, and I wanna focus on crunching his head in, right? Because if his head's out here, yeah, we could squeeze really tight, but there's nothing actually collapsing like this side of his neck. He still has 2 points of contact where he can breathe from, right? So, get here, push. Once I get here, I want to focus on bringing this elbow in, and that's going to crunch his head in, which is going to help cut off 1 point of the choke. Now we're going to use our chest to drive into the top of his shoulder to cut off this 3rd point. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. So you're going to get the tap. Okay, let's try it out. Okay. Yes. So, big thing, I really want you to focus on wrenching this forearm, turning it this way. Like almost this piece of your forearm, the back of it, should be facing his neck. Yes, yes. Now keep that pressure and crunch his head inside. Crunch his head. You're focused on squeezing. I want you to bring his head to his stomach. Here. So time. Back up, back up. Okay? So, we're not just squeezing. I don't want you to focus on the squeeze in your hand, right? We're not just squeezing from right here. I'm literally trying to use the back of my forearm to push his head down like this. His body is going to be forced to go over itself, right? Go right here, lock up. All right, try it again. It's good, like we're sitting here troubleshooting it because there's so many little details on making a darce happen in a live. It just starts from this top position here. Try it again. Much better, yes. Now keep this pressure, and I want you to slide this hand from right here and just let it go palm to the back of his head and push. Now shoot this arm deep. Yes, that's great. Now slide this arm straight through. Keep the pressure. Just use your forearm blade to slide it on the back of his head. Go all the way through. Nice. Lock it up. I want this high V. You see when you get this high V, it allows you to crunch your elbow in a little bit more. If we're down here, you can't bring the elbow in, which is the whole point of bringing this head inside. Once you bring it here, you can kind of use it to scoop the back of his head up, right? So now you're gonna scoop and you're gonna stretch your chest into the top of his arm. Squeeze. Not there. Boom, boom. So when we're squeezing, I want you to bring your elbows to your chest. Boom, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tap, tap, there you go, nice. Real quick, go again. All the way through, nice. Push through. Yep, you forgot to push the head. Push the head with your hand. Yeah, now slide through. Yes, there you go. Let the arm slide. Perfect. Grip up. Get your V grip. Tuck his head in. Stretch your chest out. Tap. There you go. Yes, sir. Great job. Awesome. Awesome.